ERi-TV, dear viewers, welcome to English News Broadcast with me, Bersabet Takhle. Let's start with the major headlines for today. Entertainment program organized to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces. Ample distribution of rainfall reported across the country. Mali suspends all new rotations of UN peacekeeping forces. And heat wave fuels blazes across the continent of Europe. On the local news, entertainment program for members of the Eritrean Defense Forces that are tirelessly participating in the implementation development programs and in the safeguarding the national sovereignty has been organized in Maimene subzone on 12 July. The program that was organized in Maimene Semi-Urban Center was attended by Ms. Lu'ul Gabrab, Minister of Labor and Social Welfare, Mr. Hagos Gabrahiwat, Head of Economic Affairs of the PFDJ, as well as General Philip Oswalde Hannes, Chief of Staff of the Eritrean Defense Forces. Indicating that the members of the Eritrean Defense Forces are the main players in the implementation of development programs in the subzone, Lieutenant Colonel Abraham Haile, administrator of the subzone, said that the objective of the program was to express gratitude for their committed participation. The commanders on their part said that the program attests to the profound respect the Eritrean people have towards their defense forces and expressed appreciation for the entertainment program. The entertainment program has been highlighted by cultural and artistic performances by ERi-TV cultural group of the Central Command. Proceeding with the news, the Ministry of Agriculture reported that ample distribution of rainfall has been registered across the country in the first 2 weeks of July. According to the Agricultural Meteorology Unit at the Ministry of Agriculture, from 1 to 13 July, 122.5 mm rainfall has been registered in Barentu, 97.5 mm in Molki, 24.6 mm in Ugana, 73 mm in Darabush, 70.3 mm in Omhajer in the Gashbarka region. The report also indicated that vast areas in Ansaba region have received a good coverage of rainfall, including 119 mm in Shindua, 76.3 mm in Addita Kalizan, 62.8 in Galeb, 56.9 mm in Mehlab, and 55.1 mm in Kalu. Similarly, in the past 2 weeks, ample rainfall has been registered in most parts of the central region. Accordingly, 92.1 mm of rainfall has been registered in Zada Christian, 90 mm in Zazaga, 86 mm in Bet Girgis, 74.7 in Kahuta, and 72.7 mm in Merhano. The Agricultural Meteorology Unit at the Ministry of Agriculture also reported that commendable distribution of rainfall has been registered in most part of the southern region and in some part of the northern Red Sea region. Mr. Abdul Karim Idris, administrator of Karkabet subzone, Gashbarka region, reported that 60% of the residents of subzones have become beneficiaries of portable water supply, indicating that most of the residents in the subzone have been compelled to travel long distance to fetch water for their consumption and for their livestock. Mr. Abdul Karim said that 12 administrative areas in the subzone have become beneficiaries of potable water supply from their backyards. Mr. Abdul Karim also said that effort is being exerted to put in place water projects in the remaining administrative areas in the subzone. Commending for the initiative taken by the government in putting in place of potable water projects, the residents expressed conviction to judicially use the water projects for their sustainability. In our last news, we have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 9 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests is carried out today at testing station in the central region. On the other hand, 4 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospital in the central region have recovered fully and have been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,706, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 9,861. Ministry of Health, Asmara, July 15, 2022. That was domestic news, dear viewers. Do stay with us for the international one after the short break. Welcome back. On your global news, days after the West African nation detained 49 soldiers from Ivory Coast, who it said had arrived in the country without permission, the government of Mali has decided to suspend, as of yesterday, all rotations of the military and police contingent of the U.S. mission to Mali, including those already scheduled or announced. The ministry said it hoped to meet with UN representatives to find an optimal plan making it possible to facilitate the coordination and regulation of the rotation of contingents operating within the UN mission. Spokesman for the UN mission, Olivier Saldago, acknowledged the situation and said his organization is ready for immediate discussions with Malian authorities. It is to be remembered that when the UN Security Council renewed UN mission in Mali's mandate last month, Malian authorities pledged to defy UN calls to allow freedom of movement for peacekeepers to investigate human rights abuses. On today's last news, according to reports, a heat wave spreading across Europe is fueling wildfires in Portugal, France, and Spain. Around 3,500 firefighters in Portugal are battling dozens of blazes as temperatures break records in various parts of the country. In Turkey, more than 3,000 people have been evacuated because of a wildfire in the southwestern Datça Peninsula. Heat waves have become more frequent, more intense, and long-lasting because of climate change. The world has already warmed by about 1.1 degrees centigrade since the industrial era began. You're still watching ERi-TV, dear viewers, and now a recap of today's major headlines. Entertainment program organized to members of the Eritrean Defense Forces. Ample distribution of rainfall reported across the country. Mali suspends all new rotations of UN peacekeeping forces. And heat wave fuels blazes across the continent of Europe. That was it for today, dear viewers. Thanks for watching and have a good one.